Hi everyone. I ran this little prank yesterday on LinkedIn, which mentioned that I have raised a funding of around $500,000 for my company Unethical.in, and this funding has come from a company called Dollar Ventures. So it was followed by a press release there. And for some of you who clicked on this press release, I hope it brought a smile on your face. Here, uh, I received quite a good response on this post. There are around 135 likes at the moment. It has more than 6,000 impressions, and there are many comments on this post as well. So I wanted to take this time to go through the effort for building this prank, right? And also what is the technology which runs behind this? Because some of you who were looking at this from the technology angle, their first question was how did you do this, and where are you hosting this, and all those things. So we are going to talk a little bit about that in the session today. So this unethical.in domain, I bought this from GoDaddy, and this website is hosted on Vercel for free, and it is written in NextJS. So how you can build a similar kind of website if you have not used Vercel, or if you have not built websites in NextJS, then this may be an interesting conversation for you. So if you go to Vercel, you can sign up with your GitHub account. So once you sign up with your GitHub account, you can, you will go to the projects page here, and you would then need to add a new project. So here on the Add New page, you click on this and you click on Project. So you will be creating a new project. Now, this project may be an existing repository that you have on your Git account, or it may be a new piece of code that you are creating. So in this case, if you visited unethical.in website, so which is at unethical.in here, so you would see this page, and which looks pretty similar to what you see here. And it's similar because I use the same template. So the first template that you see on Vercel, that is the template that I used for building this website. So you click on that template, and it will ask you if you want to create a new Git repository. So you would click on create Git repository, and here you mention the name of the repository that you want to create. Now, if you go to the page here, I have already created this repository, which is unethical website, and I have linked my GitHub account to Vercel, and the repository was created here inside my Git account. Now, this repository is private at the moment, but by the end of this call, we will make it public. So here you can choose the option if you want to create a private Git repository or you want to create a public Git repository. Once you create that repository, it will put that piece of code into your Git account, right? Now, next thing is that at that point, it is a simple Vercel Next.js application, but it's basically the template that you have created. So if we, for the sake of this tutorial, let's actually create unethical website 2. And when we click on create here, it will create that repository, and you would be able to then see that it is preparing it for the Vercel deployment, right? So it will start building this repository. It will run the different checks in the code, and then it will assign a domain to you. So at this point of time, you will have a full-fledged website available to you without any any custom domain name. It will be an automatic domain generated from Vercel. So we will take a pause here, and then we'll come back once this is done. Actually, this is done, and now if we want to look into this website, we can go continue to dashboard, And here you can visit this website as well. So you see this unethical website 2.vercel.app, right? So this is a domain that Vercel has provided to you. Now you can start and it tells you that you can get started by editing the pages inside. And it will show us the repository uh, that that you want to choose from. So in this case, we want to choose the repository unethical website 2. So we click on this, and then we choose the destination where we want to create this repository, right? So here, let me choose it in documents. Here I have created unethical website. The earlier one will choose unethical 2 and click on create. And inside this, we want to select this as the repository destination, right? So now it is cloning the repository there. And if you want to open that repository in the same window, we will click on open. And yes, I trust the authors for this repository. And so you see this structure of Next.js app here. So if you have built a Next.js app, this will sound very familiar to you. Or even if you have built a React application in past, this might look similar to that. So you will take a look at this pages folder here. This is actually the routing that happens. So when you go to unethical.in/website and /press, there is a folder inside the pages directory. There's a directory inside the pages directory that I have created, which is named with website. And then inside that website, I have created a file named press.js, right? And so this is how Next.js routing mechanism works. We won't go in deeper dive into that, but I'll take you through the code that I have written there. And then there are public assets here in this public directory. So if you click on this, for example, you see a favicon there. So when you see this website on the browser, you are seeing this Vercel favicon is there. But you see unethical website, you will see this small U which I have created. I have created a new favicon using some online tools. And let us now take a look into the code repository. So here on the unethical website code repo, you can take a look inside the pages folder. Inside the pages folder, you will see two folders. One is for the API that you saw earlier when you created a new when you created a new repository, a new Vercel application. And then there is also another folder, which is the website folder. Inside the website folder, there are 4 files that you see at the moment. There are 2 .md files, which are markdown files, and there are 2 JS files, which are JavaScript files. So how it works is that any anything that is inside the pages folder, for example, this docs, if you want to reach from unethical .in to this docs page, then you can simply go from so up to this is the this is our root, and then inside that /website and /docs, and this docs is going to return the component which will render the documentation on the screen, right? So here in this docs.js JavaScript page, you are actually seeing that there is a docs function here, which will be exported from this file at the end of it. So inside this, what we are doing is we are taking this markdown that we generated earlier. So this markdown docs content, I wrote this markdown. I actually asked ChatGPT to write this markdown for me. So I can take you through that chat here. Let me see if I can find that chat here. I have asked so many things to ChatGPT recently, and here it is. So I asked it to generate a sample documentation for a project named Unethical, which deals with databases and machine learning. For people to fall into this prank, I wanted them to trust that this was something that I could pull off, right? So people know me for databases, and they recently also know that I have been working in the domain of machine learning or learning few things in the machine learning space, right? So I asked it to generate the sample documentation like that. And here I received that sample documentation. And then at the end of it, I asked it to convert it into Markdown for me. So when it converted it into Markdown, then I needed to find a way in which that Markdown could be rendered inside the GS page. Another way was to simply ask, it to convert it into an HTML that I could have imported as well. But I just wanted to give it a try to convert a Markdown file into JavaScript, right? So here, what we are doing is inside this. So we have this docs content.md, which is a Markdown file. Inside the website folder, there is docs.js. With this docs.js is responsible for converting that Markdown file into the web page that will be served to the users. So if you go to unethical .in/website and /docs, so you will see this documentation will be rendered on the screen, right? And this is the code that is helping us do that. We are using the same thing to run the prank page as well, which was the press release that we showed earlier, right? So when we go to this, so I used Markdown to generate that press release. Again, I used ChatGPT for generating this press release for me. If you actually want to take a look here, I searched for, give me the PR Newswire content for a new company that raised their funding of $1 million from Dollar Ventures, right? Now, in order to make it, in order to make this prank more trustworthy, I had to lower down this number from $1 million to $500,000 instead, right? So that's what I captured in here in this Markdown file. And then I basically in the press.js, I first converted that Markdown into JavaScript. And then I worked on few other pieces of this, which were very important for running the actual prank. And a lot of time was spent in that piece. So if you go to unethical.in/website/press, you go to this page and you will see that if you stay on this for more than 7 seconds, or you click on this button, a video will start and it will run the song, which is the April Fool song, right? So for this to happen, what we did here was we use this YouTube video component, which I think I read about this on Geeks or Geeks website, but I tried several other code from several other websites as well. For example, this app function that I was trying to create here, it worked for the browsers. It worked for browsers which were running from desktop, but it was not working on mobile devices. And I knew that most of the visitors for this page are going to be running on mobile devices. So I had to put effort into fixing this issue. So finally, I found this component, the YouTube video component, and I made a few changes to that. So if you go to the actual page where you find this component, like I think Geeks or Geeks page where it is, where they have talked about this, it shows the video, it displays the video, but then here I wanted to extend it a little bit further. I wanted to click on a button and then the video should be shown. Otherwise, it should not be shown. Or after the person spends around 7 seconds on the website, then this video should be shown. So that's what I did here. So I used two state variables, play and show me, right? And here I have set a timeout. So after 7 seconds, the show me gets to true. And when show me is true, then the video starts playing, right? And here we are using the YouTube this YouTube library, which is called React YouTube, and we are accessing the API pieces of the YouTube iframe, right? So here on ready, when this is loaded on the page, then we call this function on ready, and this looks for the show me variable. When show me variable is set to true, then we start playing the video, right? So we also made use of this show me variable in another piece, which was around running the joke at the end of the page. So if you stay on this page for 7 seconds, you also see this text appears on the screen at the end of it, right? So this text also appears when this show me is set to true, which is after 7 seconds have been spent on the website. So that is how I pulled this prank. Now, for some of you, this may be a very easy thing because this is like the basics of React, right, or basics of Next.js. For me, I am not an experienced Next.js developer, so I spent a considerable time, playing around with all of this, and I look forward to putting this into production systems, which will hopefully raise that sum of money for which I pranked in the earlier post, right? I hope you enjoyed learning learning more about Vercel. I hope you enjoyed looking at the code base. I am going to share this with you. You can take a look at that and maybe get started with your next Next.js project. Thanks a lot and see you.